All right, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome to the Jim of All Trades channel. Glad you made it by. My name's Jim. I'm a crypto trader and a Forex trader here to help you understand the market from an Elliott wave perspective. Guys, it's Sunday Night Charts with Jim of All Trades. What are you guys doing? How are things going? Guys, I'm working the new hotness tonight. Let me know that the sound sounds okay. I got a brand new microphone. It is a little different than my Blue Yeti. It's a nice podcast mic, guys, so hopefully it's doing well. Let me know if the sound sounds good to you, any different. And how are you guys doing on this October 27th, 2024? You doing okay? Hope you're doing well. Guys, I'm here to laggy stream. Okay, let's... There, stream should be better. I forgot to turn off my... VPN, so we're all set now. Hope that's better. Sound is good, you say? That sounds fantastic. Now, hey, let me ask you a question. If I sit right here, how's the sound now? Okay, this is about, I don't know, about 6 to 10 inches away from my face. How is the sound if I do that? Okay, let me know. I'd like to work on the settings. I'd like to not keep the microphone right up to my mouth. I'd like to see how far I can go back, and it still picks me up pretty good and gives you guys a good sound that you need to hear for the stream. Let me know. So give me some feedback there. I'll wait for that. A little quieter, okay, than before. All right, now I'm going to put it about 12 inches away from me. Let's see how it does. It's going to be a little quieter because this mic is designed to be right up by your face. So, yeah, sound will be lower than other weeks, guys. It will be a little lower because it's a different mic, and it's so adjust the setting. I'll work on the settings. It's going to take me a couple of weeks to adjust it, but you can turn the volume up. The sound quality should be a lot better. The mic that I'm using is so much better than the other one I had. Okay. So hopefully it sounds better to you anyway. All right, we're going to get past that. Thanks for the feedback. I just want to make sure we address that right on the get-go. All right, guys, don't forget, I'm not here to give you financial advice. Never would I do that, but I will show you what I'm seeing on the price action. We're going to talk about how the election might play into Bitcoin price action and where market makers may be taking price. We're going to do a deep dive, and we're actually going to give you some rational technical analysis, guys. Guys, this isn't a Moon Boy channel. It's not a Bear Boy channel. It's just, guys, it's just real, okay? I'm going to tell you what I see. I don't have any horses I don't have any horses in the race. I don't buy Bitcoin. I trade it, so I could care less whether the price goes up or down. So what you're going to get, at least on my channel, is an unbiased opinion on where price could go. Now, I come from a background where I understand market makers and their tactics. I understand price movements and price tactics of market makers, guys. And we use Elliott wave structure to identify that structure, to identify those tactics. And we say, okay, what could be the next tactic? What could be the next stop for Bitcoin? Okay, so that's what you're going to get here, guys. Is you're going to get just unbiased thinking about where price might be going. Give me 1 second. I got to adjust something here. Okay. All right. With that said, let's dive into the analysis. And good to see you, Kimo Sabi. Thanks, man, for the feedback on the mic. Appreciate it. What's up, Robin? Hope you're trading well, doing well. Jay, good to see you there, and on the stream as well, brother. Good to see you. Hope you're well. How's your heart these days, buddy? How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I've learned, Jay, how important it is to get off of sugar as it relates to heart conditions. So check in on sugar. Ricky Spanish, man. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Ah, the OG crew is here. That's awesome. S. Joe Coco, how you doing? Hope you're well. Durgam, I hope you're well. Thanks for mentioning. And of course, Keith, and Moonboy counts on the way. All right, guys, here we go. Let's jump into the analysis. We're going to start in the daily and work our way backwards. Okay, very simple here, guys. Let's keep it real simple as far as the way we're looking at wave structure. Okay. This wave structure right here. Look, the first thoughts here is that we have bullish wave structure right here. This is looking like it is getting ready for a big move to the upside. Okay, just looking at this thing, we're revving up for a big candle to the upside. That's the way it looks. That's the obvious path of price. Just stepping back, saying, if you had to guess where price is going, what's your next guess? I would guess this move right there. Okay. Now that's on the large time frame on the daily. Now that doesn't mean we can't take a little bit of a pop. We can't do a little bit of a pump and a dump and then pop. Okay. I guess my point is that this looks bullish just looking at it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looking for wave 5. That's my bull. That's my moon boy, bull boy count, guys, right there. Okay. So in other words, I'm looking for an extended fifth wave from an Elliott wave standpoint. I would expect an extended fifth that takes us up. I've done the analysis in weeks past. That takes us up, pulling the fibs, takes us up to about $145,000. If we get the kind of extended fifth I would expect to see. This price action looks very bullish. Now, it doesn't mean it is bullish. Remember, the chart looks most bullish right before a big dump, okay? So, you know, they have a way of making the chart look super bullish, you know, and then dumping it. But the chart can also look a little bit bearish while they pump it, right? So they're always going to give you, the market makers will always give you a look to the chart that makes you think one thing, and then to get you to respond with your money one way, and then they'll take it the other way. Okay, I'm drinking coffee right in the mic. Sorry about that. That's a mistake. I'll have to remember that. This is the kind of mic that you hold right close to your face. So it's on a boom stand, right in front of my mouth. You know, just a couple of inches away. So anyway, I keep forgetting, and so I normally take a drink of coffee here and there, and my other mic doesn't. You know, it might pick it up, but it's not as big a deal. But anyway. All right, so with that said, that's my first count. That's the way I'm looking at this wave. That's what you want to say. Now, again, price targets taking us up to about 145. Do you guys want me to show you how I arrived at the 145 level, or do you guys just want to move on? I'll let you guys vote. We'll give you a second to vote here. And I'll show the micro analysis in just a minute, but we'll also get into the bear concepts as well, where price might be going as a bearish outlook as well, or a little bit more bearish, less moon boyish. Okay, we'll look at that in just a minute. But do you want me to show you how I pulled the fibs and where that 145 target comes from? Okay, Chemo wants to know how I got to 145. Okay, show the 145. All right, let's do it. All right. So the way I'm going to arrive at 145 is, first off, let's draw some trend lines. Okay, let's just see where the trend lines are taking us. Okay, we got that trend line right there, which is significant. Now that doesn't necessarily get us to the 145, but potentially gets us up there, maybe with an overthrow of that trend line. Okay, the bottom trend line is here. Okay, looking at the overall count, we can basically say we got one push, 2 pushes, and this is the third push we want to get up here. So just looking at trend line analysis and kind of keeping going with that same kind of pattern, that's the first line of argumentation that gets us up to the 135 range. But if we get an overthrow of $10,000, that would be no problem. Okay, but that's not where the 145 came from. But at least that supports that wave structure supports that idea. Okay. Looking at this third wave here, you'll see the extended fifth wave, okay? So the way I'm counting this wave is you've got a 1, 2 right there. This is a 3 and a 4, and you got an extended fifth, okay? Now, when you pull the fibs on an extended fifth, right there, okay, that got us up to the 1618 extension. the 1618 extension of waves, the bottom of 1, the origin of 1 to the top of 3, okay? The proposed 3. So the fifth wave extended to the 1618 extension. So that's an extended fifth wave. So taking that, what I would do is say, okay, let's now let's look for an extended fifth wave, pulling the fibs, the extension here, from the bottom of 1 right here to the top of 3, extending it from the bottom of 4, okay? And that extension, you'll see, gets us right up here to about the right here, about 142 range, which you can see could correlate with our target up here, as well as an overthrow of the line. So I'm now that's the second argumentation. Now when I simply zoom in on the weekly here, okay, and look at the no, not the weekly. That was already on the 3-day. That's fine. When I look at this as a wave 1, 2 of that wave to the upside, and I begin counting it, and say, okay, there's a 1, 2. Basically, we're going to say we're going to call this a wave 1. That's a wave 2. That means we've got another wave 1 right here. That's another 1, 2. And we got another 1, 2. So we're revving up with a bunch of 1, 2s. That means wave 3 is going to be really big, because that's really a large 1, 2. That's a very big structure. Either that's a corrective structure and that's an AB, or if it's part of an impulse, then it's a 1, 2, and it's letting us know that the wave 3 of that wave, starting with 2 1, 2s back to back, is going to be very big, very fast, okay? So I would expect that extension then to be large. So when I zoom in just a little bit, we're going to pull the fibs on that guy. Boom, boom. And you can see the 1618 extension, which is a standard extension for wave 3, is up here at 89K. Okay, that would be a place of, I would expect price to bump at. Actually, that's not the 1618. That's the 2618 at about 89, 90K. But with as big as that wave is, what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in on the second 1, 2, and say, looking how big that is, we're going to pull the fibs on that as well. Boom, boom. Okay, right there. And we're going to see that the smaller fibs there's the 1618. That's it's going to go beyond the 1618 just for wave 3 of the third wave. So in other words, this is a very, very big wave. Okay, very, very large. So my expectation here is that this third wave would look something like, boom, 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 something like this. Okay. That's just the third wave, okay? Getting us up to about 130 pretty easily, okay? Then we're going to probably flag out for some kind of something and then go up and hit, final hit, boom, and then reject. And that's kind of the wave structure. This is probably too big. I've drawn that a little too large. Maybe something a little bit more, and then hit a final hit to the high, get us up, an overthrow, and then reject. Okay, somewhere around the 45 level. And that's all that is, just looking at wave shape and size. This wave looks to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. That's the way I'm looking at it, guys. Something like that from a wave structure standpoint, an extended fifth. Now, if it wants to get even more extended than that, we could look beyond the 1618 extension. Okay. All right, so that's an interesting thing. Let's take another look at it from a different way now. Let's look at the relationship between wave 1, the proposed 1, and the proposed 3, and see what extension that was. Okay. Okay, that came to the 2618 extension roughly. Okay. Now, if we look at the relationship between wave 3, now this isn't always the way to do it, but you look at the wave extension between the proposed wave 3 and the wave 5, the 2618 extension gets us all the way up here to 190, okay? So if we get real extended here, okay, 190 is a potential target if the same relationship happens between wave 1 to wave 3 and wave 3 to wave 5, okay? Now, it doesn't have to do that, but it certainly could. That would be 3 pushes of Bitcoin, and that's what all the Moon Boys are looking for. Okay, so there's the Moon Boy scenario, guys, right there. We're going to look at the micro wave structure here a little bit, shortly, and and see how to think about it. Okay. Now, if we pull the extensions here from the proposed wave one all the way to the proposed wave three here, and we look at the extensions here, you can see that the 1618 extension of all of that here, okay, is the 1618 is sitting at 131. An easy, quick overthrow of the 1618 gets us up to the 145 region, no problem. So, because of all of that, all of those ideas and extensions and wave structure relationships of the wave sizes, I can easily see a 145 target and maybe more coming for Bitcoin soon. So that's if this is bullish. Now it's not. It remains to be seen whether it's bullish or not. We're going to talk about some other possible ideas here, but let me just start here and say, hey, the obvious look of the wave is got a bullish look to it. How are we doing with that, guys? How's that sound to you? What are your thoughts on that? Any responses? Or it's all quiet in the chat. I think you guys are listening carefully to the thinking there. I'll let you guys respond to that. Maybe I'll just take a second, drink a cup of coffee and or a sip of coffee, and see what you guys got to say about it. What do you think? You got any confluence with that idea? How many of you are looking at that? Thanks, Rob. Yeah, 130 chemo is the kind of the target zone, and you know how Bitcoin likes to extend itself just a little bit. So that also is, like I said, confluent with that zone up there. So that's a reason why I'm seeing about 145. It's that just last pump, you know what I mean, before it dumps majorly. I see a potential spike in the SPX as well. Just looking at the SPX, let me pull that up quick. Um, I haven't looked at Nifty much, but we could pull that up as well. But where's my SPX? Why is it not jumping out at me? There it is. No. Yeah, there it is. I'm like, why is all my stuff is out of order? Weird. I must have screwed something up. Yeah, I'm looking at this wave structure right here. This is just still, it doesn't look finished, right? Uh, this it just needs some kind of move to the upside. Where just kind of a spike to the upside, 600, 6,000, 6,500 even. This just doesn't look quite finished. Now let's look at the Nasdaq for a moment. Yeah, Nasdaq's still pumping. Now the Nasdaq to me looks, the wave structure looks so much more finished than, at least for a third wave. If you look at the Nasdaq, you got a 1-2, right? And then you got another 1-2 right there, 3, 4, 5. And we're not quite finished with 5, but it looks like we're finishing up a wave 3. So we're waiting for the final move of wave 3. Going to get some kind of pullback for 4. So that's kind of what we're waiting on before we get this major major move up for the fifth wave of the Nasdaq. That's the way that looks to me. It's possible now. I want to say it's possible that this is wave 4 right here of the macro, and that's wave 5. That's a possible count as well. But I'm kind of looking at this thinking, oh, this kind of looks like a 1-2 right there. 3, 4, 5. That looks like wave 3. Let's get up here. Let's come down. Let's correct for wave 4. But that may be done. That may be a finished fifth wave. So either way, we're due for a pretty staunch move to the upside. A pretty big correction. I'm sorry, I got confused. I got backwards in my thinking. We're looking for a pretty big correction, even if it's just a wave 4 over the next several years, or if it's something much bigger than that, that takes the Nasdaq down, depression like over the next, 4 to 5 years, who knows? So yeah, they both look like they need a little. The SPX and the Nasdaq both look like they need another spike to the high. I would think. I think we're in a wave 4 though. If we zoom in here on the daily just a little bit, there's a potential here. There's a potential that we're in some kind of a larger wave 4 where this goes, takes the high, comes down, hits the high one more time, and then it's done. Okay, and that would be a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Finish the wave out, and then we're done. Okay, so that would give it a final rally, final move, before bigger problems. All right. So that's what I'm thinking, at least from a wave structure standpoint, at least from the Nasdaq and the SPX. So Bitcoin, if we're gonna get another pump, Bitcoin, Nasdaq, and S&P might take a ride. Now, guys, I began with the bullish outlook, but I'm not necessarily convinced that is the move. One of the reasons for that, one of the thoughts I have is that, whenever something on the chart looks so obvious, okay, so obvious that it's going to go one way, the chances are that the price is not going to go that way. Okay? So in other words, when you look at Bitcoin, it just looks like it's ready to pop. Which probably means, guys, it's ready to dump. And so that's a mindset that I come to the market with. It's not just to become a contrarian, okay? I'm not a contrarian just to be contrary. No. Rather, what I understand is that the chart and the wave formations are manipulated, okay? Price is manipulated, and the chart formations is manipulated by trading algorithms to give you a certain viewpoint on all time frames, okay? And I've experienced the trading algorithms of the big boys and the market-making firms. The way they trade is they give you a look on the chart that causes you to want to take a position, right? So that you will take the position they want you to take. Why? So they can take the opposite position, build their position, okay, over a period of time, and then get you in the wrong way. Okay, that happens time and time again. Okay, so when you rely on what you see naturally on the chart, when you're looking at something naturally on the chart, and you begin relying on what you see naturally, you're going to be like, you're going to end up, why do I keep losing trades? Because you're falling into the traps of market makers. Remember, this is a principle I teach and talk about all the time. The market goes where you expect it to go. So the fact that we're probably going to get a moonshot of Bitcoin, that's probably coming in the future, but it's not going to come in the way or in a way that you're going to expect. It's going to be slower than you think or faster than you think, but it's not going to come in the way that you expect. So if you're looking for something in particular and you're ready for it, chances are you're not going to get it. Okay? That's just the way the markets are. They have to be. Otherwise, these banks and market making entities would not make any money. All right? They have to keep you guessing. They have to give the bears a look at the chart that confirms their bias to the downside. They have to give the bulls a look on the chart that confirms their bias to the upside. And they have to take money from both sides in order for them to even allow one side to win. In other words, they have to manipulate the liquidity. They have to create, teetering liquidity pools, right? How do they do that? They do that with whipsaws, okay? What they do is they keep price in a certain range for a period of time, okay? And then what they generally do is they whipsaw it, okay? So they will, for instance, they're in this range. They'll play around here maybe with price. If they're going to take it down, they'll whipsaw they could do it if they go up. They'll whipsaw to the upside, take the liquidity. Whipsaw to the downside, take the liquidity, and expand this, and then boom, all of a sudden take it up. Okay, so you get this little whipsaw, and then they take it up, even though price looks like it's ready to go up now. Everybody's ready for it to go up now. The price really looks like it needs to go up, but they're going to. Sounds only in your left ear, huh? That's interesting. Let me fix that in just a minute. But, um, oh, let me see. All right, did that fix the problem right there? Let me know. Rob G, let me know if that fixed the problem, what I just did. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Are you hearing me in your right ear now? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Still on the left. Let me change one setting real fast. Huh. Not sure why that is. I have a new setup here, so I'm not sure how to fix that. Uh, I'll have to fix that another day. I'll address that this week, and we'll fix it for the next live stream. So I don't want to get off on that too much. But it is a new mic, new settings. I've got a mixer over here. I do have an XLR cable that is going into a USB that's going to the computer. So I'm not sure what's getting messed up. Okay, mono. Let's try mono. Hold on one second. How's that? Testing 1, 2, 3. Let me know if that fixed it. Let me know if that's in both ears now. I thought mono would only give you one ear, but maybe not. Let me know if that's any better. Left only still. Okay. Okay, I'm not sure. I'll have to play with that. We'll figure it out. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. With that said, anyway, the market makers are fantastic liquidity takers. Okay, we know that, and so you have to take that into consideration because their primary job is to take money from you, right? So we have to think about, okay, what's the play? What is the play of the market maker right now? Getting you to be super bullish, and then taking it down, yeah, potentially. Okay. Oh, thanks, Robin. I'll definitely do it. Definitely. I definitely check in with you. Appreciate it, buddy. Okay. So let's talk about some other market maker scenarios that could take place here. Okay, what could be happening? Well, one of the from an Elliott wave standpoint, how would that take place? Well, you could have a flat going on. You could have a some kind of a really ugly flat. Okay, so right here, for instance, this right here is an expanded flat in Elliott waves. Okay, you have a three wave to the downside, boom, and this wave, and then you get the higher lows, higher highs here, three waves taking out the high really fast and furious, and then boom, coming down fast and furious, and that's a three wave move in Elliott that we see all the time. That's a flat. Now a larger version of that could be happening on the weekly chart or the 2 week biweekly chart here. Okay, where you've got this three wave down, and now we're getting a three wave that's going to come up and take the high, boom, grab liquidity, and then go on up. Okay, so that would be a bigger version of that. That would be something taking us up and then taking us down. Now that's going to take right there what I've just drawn for you. If you'll notice, that takes us into 2025, guys. So we're talking. This is price action that's going to take us quite a while, but you have to understand that's the other possibility here, of instead of going up, if this is some kind of fake out to come up and grab liquidity to the upside, to the upside, and then come out and take the liquidity that's down here as well. We know, guys, that there's liquidity down here and there's liquidity up here. So how are the market makers going to play that liquidity? What kind of wave structures can we anticipate that are going to take advantage of grabbing that liquidity? You might argue that they already grabbed the liquidity with that candle. I don't think so, guys. I personally don't think that that's the only grab that they're going to take. Okay. I think probably that this is likely a three-wave move down, and we're getting a three-wave move up and looking for a five-wave move back down. That five-wave move, by the way, okay, could be a much larger structure that actually brings us down to about $20,000. There's a couple of areas that I'm keen on as far as watching price reactions. First area is going to be about $40,000. I think 40,000, 50,000, but really about 40,000 is a key area of support, as well as trendline confluence. So we have trendline confluence and support between $30,000 and $40,000 in that range. Now, way down here at 30, that's going to break the trend line. But if we stop around 39.40, that's going to find the trend line and maybe find some support here. So that's an area of support that I would expect to see price come to. Okay. Another area of real support, if we break this trend line, we're going to draw a secondary trend line right here. That's even deeper support for Bitcoin. And that gives us some support right around, let's see, the top of this wave, so between 14 and the bottom of this wave right here. So we're gonna draw a box, look, just a support area right there, a zone between about 15 and 25k to 25. So that's another area of support, a strong support on the chart, that if price wants to come back down, it could. Okay, there's a chance, there's a slight possibility, okay, that this correction right here, instead of this being an expanded flat, let's talk about another way this could go down. We could right now have a what we call a leading diagonal, okay, where you've got a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's an A wave, or it's a 1 wave. And what we've got happening right now is the B wave, okay, or the wave 2. So we're going to say this is wave 1, wave 2, looking for a big wave 3, flag out for a wave 4, come down and hit a wave 5. And what that bearish idea would be is a part of a very large correction. Okay, a very large correction. So what you would have on the chart here is a ABC to here, 3 waves, boom, 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 in which we're counting the C wave just like this. Right there, boom. And now this is the B wave. Okay. This is a very large correction. Okay, that's going to bring us down to what I've been calling for a long time, real support down here. I mean, like a real support between I would say between $4,000 and $8,000, $4,000 and $10,000 in that zone. Okay. So that's real doomsday, scenario. That would bring, this kind of count would bring on a crypto winter that would get rid of a lot of the crap coins, which I believe is something that needs to take place. Okay. Guys, well, no, I was about to change something in my microphone, but I don't want to do that yet. Guys, I'm so distracted right now with the stupid microphone. Okay, I'm doing my best not to be. All right, so this is the bearish count, that this structure that's being created right now is a big 1-2. It's just started with a leading diag, which makes it look corrective. It makes it look like a wave 4. Okay. Yeah, I do believe that this probably needs to happen for the crypto world, so that the rise of the next generation of cryptos can happen. Okay, and the poop coins, go ahead and get killed off, and then the real coins that have real utility rise to the surface, strengthen, and then give a base and a foundation for what the next stage of crypto is gonna be happening. Now, I have a bit of a uh, conspiracy theory here. Are you guys interested in a conspiracy theory that I'd like to posit? I'm interested in getting your feedback on it. Anybody up for a little conspiracy talk? I'll let you guys vote on it. So if I get enough people that want to talk about it, we can do it. Okay. So Seth, my man, and Robin, my man, said yes. Uh, chemo, of course. All right. So, so here's what I'm thinking. Uh, the machine that controls the world, number one, is run by Satan, who the Bible calls the God of this world. Little g, little g. We know that he's not God, but he's running the show like he's God. And he kind of controls this world. He's got his puppets all over, and all over governments, all over the media, um, all over everywhere. And he's influencing the world, and doing what he can to subvert the plan of God, which is a something that is an endeavor that is not going to win, but nevertheless. And he is a deceiver. He's a deceiver. And we know that the final days of the final days in Revelation speak of a time in which believers will not be able to buy or sell unless they take the mark of the beast. Now, no believer truly will take the mark, because they won't be able to subscribe to um, a satanic, thing. But when I look at that as a believer, number one, you may or may not believe that, and that's fine. I'm not here to, you know, try to get you to believe, but I'm just telling you this is a perspective to think about. The Bible speaks of a time, though, in which an economy will rise where governments and people in power will have the ability to stop you from buying and selling if you don't toe the line. So you have to think from an economic standpoint, from a from an economy standpoint, and the way governments and people will run. What kind of environment will, what kind of economic system will we have in which you can be prevented from buying and selling? Right now, I can go, to my friend Seth, who's an hour away from me, and maybe he's got a bunch of beef that he stored up. I say, hey Seth, here's some cash, and I can give him some cash, and he can give me maybe some beef. I can buy from him, even if, for instance, my bank accounts were frozen. I could still buy and sell, with cash. Well, in order to be able to completely control people, you're going to have to go to a cashless system. I'm convinced personally that CBDCs are where we're headed. That Bitcoin, there's a reason why we don't know the maker of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. Okay, whoever that dude is, right? Was just really just a government, maybe the U.S. CIA, maybe China's government in cahoots with. I don't know exactly how deep that rabbit hole can take you, but point is that Bitcoin has been how do I say it, has been fed to you as a decentralized form of payment, right? So a completely new uh, something of value has been created out of nothing. Exactly, Robin. Exactly right. That's what I'm saying. Bitcoin is a Trojan horse. They've created value out of thin air, nothing, and convinced you it's valuable so that you're spending all your time and money gaining, trying to get it, right? Because it's got value, right? And so you embrace the digital world and the digital concept, and it allows this idea of the blockchain technology to now hold on, Camel. I'll explain in just a minute. I'll explain in just a minute where Trump comes into this whole picture. Okay, so it allows you to embrace digital currency, something that really has no value at all, no real tangibility, and no real value. And those that would argue it has value, rooted in some intrinsic value of its own, really there is nothing on this earth like it. So it's based upon public opinion, just like gold and silver is. But the difference between gold and silver and Bitcoin is that gold and silver are time-tested value holders, right? They're time-tested, whereas Bitcoin is the new kid on the block. Okay, yet they're convincing you that is something of value. Then you embrace the digital idea of transfer of wealth and transfer of money through a digital means, and that's where they're going to bring in the CBDCs. Now, Trump says, conveniently, now understand this, I voted for Trump 2 times now, and I'm planning on voting for him again. So I'm coming to this from one who's voted for and will vote for Trump. Um, you know, that being said, he has promised not to allow CBDCs. So he is either a real threat to the plan of uh, of the central banks to bring in CBDCs, and that's why they have a vehement hatred of him. Okay, so this is Plan A, and this is where I tend to think he is a real enemy to it, and he has the people at heart, and he's maybe a real patriot, and yeah, he's gonna get in office and thwart that plan. Okay, and so what they're either gonna do is kill him or just ride him out for 4 years. Uh, so what does that mean? Well, I mean they may tank the markets for the next 4 years. We may have a depression. They may make it impossible for him to get anything done because they manipulate the markets maybe to the downside during his presidency, make him look really bad or whatever, any number of ploys to neutralize his ability to make anything happen. Okay, they could stalemate Congress with fixing local elections and such, making it so hard for him to get anything done. They just ride him out for 4 years until they can put their next puppet in office. Let's get rid of Trump and then move on. Okay. Uh, so that's kind of the way I'm seeing that. And then they'll get the CBDC. So Trump will keep his promise. He won't allow the CBDCs. He'll veto it or whatever. And he'll keep his promise. This is if Trump is a good guy, okay? This is the scenario. If he's truly a good guy, then that's probably the way it's going to go down. But what if he's just playing his role? What better way to bring in the type of economy that takes complete control from you than to do it under the guise of someone who's coming in and under a technology that promises the very opposite. In other words, we promise decentralization, we promise freedom and money, but it's actually the very means by which we take control. So they use him, and to look like a hero. They paint him to be a hero, this is the worst case scenario if he's truly a bad guy, and just playing his role in the whole thing. And just doing his part, of the big show that we're all a part of watching and being a part of. So anyway, something will change in which, and then maybe the economy, maybe a depression will come, and he'll be convinced or will convince us that the CBDCs will be good. Maybe they'll come in with a caveat, and in other words, something's going to happen in which the American people are going to be crying out for help, and CBDCs are coming. Okay, now those are kind of my thoughts, right? So whether Trump gets elected or not, I think it doesn't matter. I think unless something radical can happen to the status quo. The plan that's in place is coming. Now, the question is, do we get a dump in the markets? I personally kind of think, yeah, I think we're going to get the kind of we're gonna get a Great Depression like environment potentially over the next. But we may get it. We may over the next couple of years get that big boom that we're looking at before that Great Depression environment comes. It's hard to say what this wave structure is doing. I've offered you a bullish scenario and I've offered you a bearish scenario. And I really don't know what God has in store for us or what the little g God of this world, Satan, has in store. But the plan is in place, and we are just to walk circumspectly in this world. Guys, we got to keep our eyes open and understand that we are at the influence of we're living among piranhas, guys. We're swimming in waters where there are sharks and piranhas ready to eat you. So, do what you can. You need to prepare for persecution. You need to prepare for bad times that could be coming, because in order to bring in CBDCs and for people to accept it, the current system has to be failing in such a way that they have to come in with a new solution. In other words, they have to get the people to cry out for it, the very thing that they want to bring in. So what better way to do that is to kill the current system as it is. Okay, so I do believe a collapse is on the way. I think a collapse is coming. I don't know when, but again, last week I warned you guys. If you remember, I warned you of what the 1988 Economist talked about. Just as far as the cover, it depicted a phoenix rising out of the ashes of burning fiat currencies of the world. So there is coming a collapse to the fiat system. Okay, is that going to mean digital currencies? Will it be the CBDC? Will it be digital? Will it be Bitcoin? What is going to be that system rising out of the ashes of the fiat demise? Okay, but the fiat system has to be completely dead. Now, how do you kill the fiat system? Well, you print money like crazy. You borrow. You go to a debt-based, fractional reserve-based economy, which we've been under for years. And so we have the death pangs now. The world is beginning to show the death pangs. Just the rattling of the breathing and it's not good. What's happening is not good. Gold and silver are moving up for a reason, because it's becoming more and more obvious that our system, they cannot prop the dollar up much longer. Okay, and the world system is going to collapse, and out of that collapse, it's going to arise a new currency. Now, I don't know what that currency is going to be, and I don't know how long it's going to take. Okay. But you have to understand that your betting that Bitcoin is going to be that currency is not necessarily a safe bet. It could be the fact, it could be the very thing that's going to happen, right? But you have to also understand that they don't want you to have anything, right? They want to take all power and wealth from the people. So you got to get ready for head fakes, guys, and fake outs, okay? All right, so let's see what you guys are saying here. Let's see. Robin says I agree with that. They're gonna pin something on his term. Yeah, probably. If he gets into office, if they can't stop him from getting in, they're gonna do something to make it hard for him to get anything accomplished. Campbell Teabag says usher in digital currency is going to be after the Depression. Yeah, where the world agrees to wipe out the debt, and then where BRICS, where's BRICS and all this? Yeah, that's the piece I don't fully know. I haven't understood completely about what's going on with BRICS and the implications. I need to do a little thinking and research into that area. What do you guys think about BRICS and where that plays into this? Let's see. Robin says, I think the U.S. will inflate the debt away. Yeah, I mean, that's what they're doing. That's what Lynette Zhang talks about for sure. Bring up gold to intro a gold-backed system. Yeah, it could be a gold-backed digital currency of some kind. Sure. I wonder what what do you call it? Tag on it. What's the guy's name? Mars. Is it Mars? Yeah, I can't think. Road to Ruta. There it is. What's the guy's name? I wonder where Road to Ruta falls in this because that guy I forget what his name is now. Man, somebody tell me his name because y'all know his name. But he believes that there's a probably a stash of wealth of gold in the United States that's being protected, and where's that fall in the system too? 2030, yeah, I think so. I think 2030 is a good guess. Yeah, when I look at the chart and I draw shapes on the chart, everything points to in the next 5 years exactly. Everything points that way. So, guys, I'm not here to tell you I know where price is going. I don't know where price is going, guys. But I'm looking at the geopolitical landscape. We understand the ways of the market makers and how they act and what they do. Bix Weir, thank you. I knew Bix, or Bricks. I was like, oh, there's an X in there somewhere, like Marx, Mars, Marx. Yeah, there it is. Thank you, Bix Weir. Thank you so much. So anyway, let me just be honest with you. I don't know where price is going. If anybody tells you where they know where price is going, stop watching their channel, please, because they don't know. All we have are ideas and things to watch out for. So what let's do. Let's do some micro analysis here, and just things to watch out for. One of the ways I like to watch charts is through trend lines. So when trend lines get broken, that kind of tells me where the momentum is heading. It's not always the case, but it certainly so you're gonna want to watch. You're gonna want to draw that momentum line right there. You're gonna want to draw this one right here. Okay, and then you're gonna want to draw this third one right here. And if price drop, so as price comes down here and hits these, so if we break this one, we're gonna get a little bit more bearish until we hit this zone. If price breaks that, we're gonna get more bearish until we hit this one. Then we're gonna look and see if we get pullbacks and continuations to break that line. If we break that one, then we're gonna look for the next big support on the higher time frame, right? So that's how I like to watch the chart play out. And I look for wave structures within those trend line breaks. So that's kind of the way I watch charts anymore. It just kind of keeps me unbiased. It lets me know, okay, what's happening. So right now, as we look to the upside here, so that's these are the bearish ones to watch. So as we look to the upside, you can see that price right now is threatening to break to the upside, this upper trend line, but it's having a hard time. Price is playing around. So if we get a rejection of price here on that trend line, that's going to be key to the way we're looking at the chart. Now, you got to watch out for this. Watch out for rejection and then a pump right afterward to break through and pump up and out of there. Okay, so that's kind of a bullish scenario where you get a pump here or a dump that takes us in. Another thing you could look for is maybe a double flat here. That would be real interesting, where you have a wave one. That's a wave two right there, a wave one and a flat wave two, and then you have another one right there. And what if this is another flat down to this, and that's a two, and it's a double fake out to the upside. And so that gives us a potential dump after the election. Maybe we play around here until the election, which is only a week away, guys. It's only a week away, a week and 2 days, and then boom, we dump, and then we find support, and we go. All right. So there's a bullish outlook on the smaller micro time frame, even though this is the 4 hour. It's not necessarily the micro. We'll look at the very small time frame. What could be the next move here? Okay. Um, another thing I'm thinking about is a fake out to the upside here. A couple of things could happen. We could get a little fake out, boom, boom, like that. Okay, something like that on the micro times, or we just come up and hit. We'll spike to the high. Either we don't break that or we break it. If we break that, some of my if we break the all-time high, my real bearish count that takes us down in 5 waves is no longer valid. Okay. That doesn't mean we can't go down there. It's just the count that gets us down there is no longer valid. We can start looking for other counts. But we come up here and spike this area without taking the high or taking the high. Not don't know. And this becomes a 3-wave shape that gives rise to a move, a fast and furious dump to at least to those areas of support that I talked about earlier in the live stream. Okay, so there you go. Okay, guys. It's 10 o'clock. It's been an hour. Those are my ideas. Let's end the live stream here with a little micro analysis. What could be what's going on right now here? Well, this looks like an ending diag right here. As I look at Bitcoin, right here, this kind of gives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So some kind of 5-way move just finished. Now we're getting an impulse to the downside. I would expect to see this impulse down, 3-way pullback, and maybe a continuation down. So that's one way to look at that wave structure there. In other words, this was a 3-wave move to the upside, boom, and now we're looking for another wave to the downside after a pullback. So that would be a micro way to look at this wave shape that we're seeing on the chart. Zooming in zooming out just a little bit to see some more context. We could see an initial impulse right there, okay, with a 3-wave move, okay, a 3-wave move, and then maybe this is a 5-wave move there. It's a really ugly 5-wave move, but maybe that's a 1, 2. No. Maybe that's a 1 and then a 3-wave 2. Now keep in mind this may not be done. This could come up, take this high. I would like to see that hold. And then all of a sudden you got a wave 1, a wave 2, and then down we go. Okay, so got to see how this is going to play out here on the small time frame. This looks like a flat though, right there. Maybe another hit to the high. Maybe not. Maybe it's done. Yeah. I mean, those are my best ideas. You know me, guys. I'm going to be drawing this trend line right there, and I'm going to watch for a break of that. If that breaks here, then I'm going to I'm going to look for pullbacks and look for a short. Look to take a potential short out of that. So, let's see what happens. All right, guys. Well, we're going to call it a night. I hope you guys are. Hope you guys have had a good night. Enjoyed the live stream. We're just going to kind of keep it short tonight. I'm a little under the weather, and I need to get some rest. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out with me and listening to my wacky ideas. But they may be more true than I know. But we'll see what the chart brings. I hope you guys have a great night. Take it easy, and we'll see you. Have a good one. Thanks, Kimo. Good to see y'all. Good to see you, Robin, as well. Camel Teabag, as always. Thanks, buddy. All right. Bye-bye, guys.